Welcome to Recap World. Today we are recapping a movie in which a charming thief and a band of unlikely adventurers embark on an epic quest to retrieve a lost relic, but things go dangerously awry when they run afoul of the wrong people. The movie opens with a hose cart battling through a snowstorm, eventually arriving at a castle. Emerging from the castle is a towering figure known as Gorg in shackles. Soldiers secure him with chains and escort him to his cell, where Ejin and Halga await. Ejin extends a greeting to Gorg, who attempts to charm Halga, only to be swiftly subdued by her. The scene transitions to a courtroom where judges deliberate over the pardon plea of Halga and Ejin. Ejin notices the absence of Chancellor Jarnathan and requests to postpone until his arrival, but the Chancellor informs them of Jarnathan's delayed arrival due to the raging storm. To stall for time, Ejin recounts his past about joining the Harpers, a group of justice-seeking spies. He made enemies over the years, and one of them tragically took his wife's life, though his daughter remained unharmed. After Zia's death, Ejin departed from the Harpers and fell into despair. It was during this period that he met Halga, who sympathized with his daughter's plight. Together, they turned to theft for survival, acquiring a pendant with extraordinary abilities. Eventually, they enlisted Simon, a sorcerer, and Forge, a cunning con artist, to join their ranks. One fateful day, a wizard named Safina approached them, urging them to infiltrate Corinne's keep, accessible only to a Harper. To sway Ejin, Forge spun a tale of a coveted artifact within the keep named the Tablet of Reawakening, promising resurrection. With a heavy heart, Ejin bid farewell to his daughter, Kira, and embarked on the mission. Inside the keep, Safina seized a horn, while Ejin retrieved the tablet, unwittingly triggering a trap. As soldiers closed in, Safina dispatched them swiftly. More soldiers arrived, prompting Safina to cast a time-stopping spell, ensnaring Halga and Ejin. In the chaos, Ejin passed the tablet to Forge, charging him with safeguarding Kira's safety. As his narrative concludes, Jarnathan arrives, greeted warmly by Ejin. Suddenly, Halga overpowers a soldier, and together they forcibly remove Jarnathan, propelling him out of a window. They plummet, but Jarnathan miraculously begins to fly, only to lose control and fall. Halga and Ejin flee the scene, traversing snowy mountains until they stumble upon horses, which they appropriate for their escape. Returning to Ejin's empty home, they discover his mandolin. Later, in a restaurant, they chance upon a flyer featuring Forge's likeness, proclaiming him as the ruler of Neverwinter. Determined, they set off for Neverwinter in search of Kira. Arriving in Neverwinter amidst the bustling preparations for the High Sun Games, Ejin and Halga navigate the crowded streets. In the castle, Ejin reunites with his daughter, Kira. She leads them to meet Forge, who reveals his ascension to lordship following the previous lord's illness, aided by the wizard Safina. Ejin implores Forge to return Kira and the tablet, but Kira interjects, accusing her father of greed. Ejin tries to explain to Kira that Forge lied to her and endeavors to explain his true intentions of using the tablet to revive her mother, but Kira, overwhelmed, storms out of the room. Forge adamantly refuses to relinquish Kira and the tablet, prompting Ejin and Halga to launch an attack, only to find themselves ensnared in Safina's magic. Revelations unfold as Forge discloses Safina's deliberate manipulation, orchestrating Ejin and Halga's entrapment in Corinne's keep. Despite Forge's orders to return them to prison, Safina covertly instructs Blackwood to execute them. Led to an isolated alley, Blackwood moves to strike Halga, but she retaliates fiercely, overpowering him. Defeating the soldiers, she rushes to rescue Kira. Meanwhile, Forge fabricates a tale for Kira, claiming he relinquished the tablet to Ejin, who departed the city. Determined to liberate Kira from the castle, Ejin resolves to assemble a team for the task. He seeks out Simon, who is masquerading as a magician, attempting to pickpocket the audience. Recognizing Ejin, Simon's attention wavers, resulting in his capture. Employing his magic, Simon escapes, and Ejin recruits him for the mission to rescue Kira from Forge's clutches. Together, they approach Doric, a druid aiding an elf's escape. Ejin shares their plan with Doric, who pledges her assistance in their endeavor. Safina convenes with her master, Zastam, who remarks that their work nears completion. Their conversation is interrupted by Forge's arrival, bearing news of Caldwell and Peridost's arrival. Leading them to the vault, Forge reveals that the vault protected by spell called the Arcane Seal of Mordenkainen. Safina detects Doric's presence in the room in the form of a fly. Doric narrowly escapes the castle, transforming into various animals to evade both soldiers and the wizard's pursuit. Upon reuniting with the team, Doric enlightens them about the seal protecting the vault. Simon explains that the only means to breach it is with the Helm of Disjunction that disables all spells, which disappeared long ago during a historic battle. Safina seeks the assistance of the Yen to locate Ejin and his team, instructing them to eliminate the soldiers who failed to prevent Doric's escape. Meanwhile, Ejin and his companions journey to the site of the historic battle. Along the way, Halga meets her ex-husband and retrieves some belongings. Upon reaching the graveyard, they exhume a grave, and Simon deciphers the enchantment, awakening the deceased to inquire about the Helm of Disjunction. The resurrected individual reveals that a Yen named Zenk Yender possesses the helmet. They seek out Zenk and inform him of their intent to steal from Forge and his wizard, Safina. Upon hearing this, Zenk recounts a tale of the Zulkers, who once governed the nation of Thay. One Zulker, named Tam, betrayed his peers and orchestrated a coup. Assisted by his red wizards, Tam enslaved the souls of all the Yen citizens, making them his thralls. Zenk elaborates that if the red wizards aided Forge's rise to power, then Safina must be orchestrating a larger scheme. Leading them through the depths of the Underdark, Zenk reveals the location of the helmet. Along the way, he confides in Ejin, revealing that he was merely a boy when Tam staged the coup, witnessing the terror firsthand. Descending through a hole into a tunnel illuminated by strange glowing plants, they make their way towards the hanging city of Dalblund. As Zenk guides them on the correct path across a bridge to the city, Simon inadvertently triggers a trap, causing the bridge to collapse. Amidst the chaos, Holga rummages through her bag in search of a solution, and Simon sees a seemingly ordinary walking stick that transforms into the hither-thither staff, capable of opening portals between locations. Utilizing the staff, Simon creates a portal, allowing them to safely traverse the bridge. Zenk then escorts them to the helm's locker, retrieves the helm, and entrusts it to Ejin. Zenk spots the Yen assassins approaching and, in a bid to shield Ejin and the others, engages them in combat, dispatching them swiftly. However, the assassins resurrect and start pursuing them, but are suddenly assailed by a powerful gust of wind. As they regain their footing, a dragon emerges from a nearby cave, unleashing havoc upon them. Chaos ensues as the dragon devours some and crushes others with falling debris. With the dragon in hot pursuit, Ejin and his team desperately attempt to evade its grasp. Just as the dragon closes in on Ejin, Zenk delivers a decisive blow to its head, momentarily incapacitating it. Seizing the opportunity, they seek refuge in a tunnel, only to find the dragon hot on their heels once more. Reaching a dead end, the dragon repeatedly smashes its head against the wall, prompting a leak that reveals seawater. As the dragon prepares to breathe fire once more, Simon ignites a blaze, causing a blast that ruptures the tunnel. Everyone emerges onto the ocean's expanse and the shoreline. Then, Zenk bids farewell and departs from their midst. Simon confides in Doric, explaining that he needs to attune himself with the helm to wield its power. Upon donning the helmet, time seems to freeze, and Simon's great-great-grandfather materializes, forcibly removing the helmet, deeming Simon unworthy. Despite repeated attempts, Simon remains unable to attune with the helm, a fact he shares with Ejin. Feeling disheartened, Doric and Simon contemplate leaving. However, Ejin urges them to persist, revealing to them that he once stole some gold from a red wizard without realizing that they marked their gold. This ultimately led them to his house, resulting in the death of his wife. Touched by Ejin's story, they resolve to devise a new plan. Holga suggests a plan to make a portal with the hither-thither staff, aiming to slip it into the vault unnoticed. Ejin purchases a painting, and Simon discreetly installs a portal within it. Concealing the painting beneath the horse cart carrying the treasure, they establish the corresponding end of the portal. Doric accesses the cart through the portal, concealing it behind the painting before transforming and flying away. Meanwhile, Forge inaugurates the High Sun Games for the audience. Soldiers transport the painting to the vault, inadvertently causing it to fall with the portal facing downwards. Ejin attempts to open the other side of the portal, only to find it closed. Opting to revert to the original plan of using the helm, Ejin persists as Doric endeavors to excavate a small opening in the surface to allow her passage through as a worm. Simon distributed magic rocks to everyone, functioning as walkie-talkies. To divert the soldiers' attention, Simon conjured a hologram of Ejin. However, the hologram began distorting when Simon's foot got stuck, prompting the soldiers to notice him and give chase. Holga urged Simon to locate the vault and opted to confront the soldiers to buy him time. Eventually, Simon reached the vault, with the soldiers in close pursuit. Donning the helmet, he encountered his grandfather's apparition once more, but this time he fought back, achieving attunement. Utilizing his newfound magical abilities, Simon incapacitated the soldiers and accessed the vault. Meanwhile, Doric excavated a tunnel, transforming into a worm to navigate through a portal, discovering that all the gold was being loaded onto a ship at the dock. A soldier approaches from behind, incapacitating Doric. Meanwhile, Simon ventures into the vault only to discover it's empty and falls into a trap set by Safina's magic. Ejin encounters Kira, but she reveals herself to be Safina, capturing him. Forge arrives on the scene and Ejin demands to join the High Sun Games, a request Safina grants. Later, Ejin and his team find themselves confined together in a chamber, where Doric exposes Forge's scheme of loading all the gold onto a ship and leave. Subsequently, Ejin and his team are thrust into an arena, and the maze begins to take shape. As they venture into the maze, Doric discovers a sword in a box, while Holga encounters a box harboring a monstrous creature. The creature ensnares Holga's leg with its tongue, but Doric swiftly intervenes, cutting it with her sword. Meanwhile, a soldier informs Forge that all the treasure is loaded, prompting Forge to inform Safina and depart. In a mishap, Doric's hand becomes stuck in jelly, leaving her magic-suppressing band behind when she pulls it out. Doric hatches a plan to escape, urging everyone to leap into the jelly just before it's pulled down from the stage. As it descends, Doric transforms into a snake, comes out of the jelly and pulls everyone else out. They utilize the underground tunnels to reach Forge's ship and confront him. Forge seizes Kira as a hostage, insisting that everyone vacate the ship. In a daring move, Holga hurls a potato at him, while Ejin swiftly rescues Kira. Simon employs magic to create a waterway, forcefully pushing the ship away. Meanwhile, Safina initiates her deadly spell of beckoning death. Observing this from his own ship, Ejin resolves to return and halt Safina's actions. Safina begins spreading poison in the arena. Simon creates a portal from the ship to a flying balloon and begins tossing all the treasure through it into the city streets, enticing people to follow and collect the riches. Meanwhile, Safina awakens to find the arena deserted. Ejin instructs Kira to turn invisible. In a fit of frustration, Safina hurls fireballs at Ejin. Doric attempts to restrain Safina but is unsuccessful. Safina summons a dragon to life using her magic. Doric uses a slingshot to distract Safina, breaking her spell and petrifying the dragon once more. Safina ensnares Holga and Ejin in a bubble and moves to attack Doric, but Simon intervenes, saving her. A battle ensues between Simon and Safina, culminating in her hurling him aside. Gathering together, they engage in a fierce battle against Safina, but she effortlessly repels them and initiates a time-stopping spell, freezing everyone in place. However, just as Safina moves to strike Ejin, he reveals his ruse, pretending to distract her while Kira swiftly places a magic-suppressing ring on her. Seizing the opportunity, Doric overwhelms Safina. Ejin notices Holga has been fatally wounded in the confrontation with Safina. In Kira's care, Holga passes away, but Ejin utilizes the tablet to revive her. Meanwhile, Forge attempts to flee, but Zank apprehends him, sending him to prison. With Safina's magic neutralized, Lord Neverember awakens and honors Ejin and his team with the Medal of Heroism. Despite Forge's appeal for pardon being denied, he tries to escape with Jarnathan, only to discover they're trapped behind a newly built wall where a window once was.